Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's yeah, get right into it, I guess. Yeah, over the last streams we were trying to refactor the input system a little bit so that we allow modifier keys for input actions, and we will hopefully finish that today and then move on to back to the terrain panel. Not that then we can have a control scroll wheel option to scale up and down the brush size. Yeah. The other thing is, well, no, that's actually mostly it, actually. Yeah, let's try to add a new input action for the terrain edit. I always forget that that's not a thing. I think I need to change that. But here that is called terrain brush scale. And then we make that an axis 1D. And we save that and hope that works. Or not. Why? Where are we? When you go in here into the context, into that, right into this, into that. Okay, that's the quit. Okay, but then the type ID. Oh, because I'm stupid. But we only need that down there anyways, so let's do that. Do I have the same mistake? Yeah, I do have the same mistake in the other places as well. Alright, so that's that. Alright, add terrain brush scale, X is 1D, save. That might already have worked. Do we have it here? No. Shouldn't you have saved that? Terrain? Okay. Is that working? Ah, the save doesn't work, but the save as does work. Why is that? Ah, is it because... Ah, that's interesting. I think we don't want that. We want that. But I'm not sure if that works 100%. But you should. Maybe we want to actually assign. No, it should probably go over the hot reloading, I think. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, let's not try that yet. So that's that. X is 1D. Now we can have camera speed. It's basically the same binding, right? Just that we have a modifier here as well then. Well, no, triggers. And we will have a new one here. Trigger. Okay, it's just... Let's do that. Or do we do just input? Nah, let's just do that. I don't think I can get the ID out there. So let's go to input action system. When we register it. Let's see what the ID is. Is that actually 2632? Is that the same thing? No, whatever. Oh god damn it. That. Show as hex. Then we close, of course, because why not? Oh, here. Copy value. And then we put that here. And then this is dependent action trigger. Let's actually just call it action ID. And it's a string ID, so it will probably be like that. And then for now, it will basically be this one, camera speed up. That should work. Famous last words. Just need to copy that into the right place. And then I wanted to take that and put that above the camera functions. Mostly because we need to have a priority more or less for those actions for this to work. Retry. What? Do I have an error somewhere? Probably. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's open the input action map. Okay, yeah, that's here. That's the mouse wheel, perfect. We don't render the other stuff yet, but that's fine. Yeah. That should be fine. And then let's go to the terrain panel. And we need here input action system, like that. And let's add that. And let's say action system connect. Or okay. Is it not? Oh, it's on input, yeah. Scene editor probably is the best one where we can copy that more or less. On terrain panel brush size. Oh, let's just say input. And here void input event. Input event. Generate brush size change. Let's do that for now. Oh, we can already basically do it, but let's see what that does. Oh yeah. Input action system. Well. I hope everyone is doing fine so far on this weekend. Alright, so I have that. And it doesn't work. Unfortunate. Which is kind of weird. Oh wait, we didn't do it correct, right? Yeah, we didn't. The terrain brush scale, I think it was called, right? Yeah. But that's weird. I mean, that should have triggered even. I guess my mouse wheel is maybe not working, or I don't know. Huh. Okay. So I guess... Oh, that doesn't work. What? Const. Okay, I mean, I can make that. Const ref. I mean, that should now work. Okay. Oh yeah, we get that event. Perfect. But we get it as well without the input action. That's kind of weird. Dependent action trigger. Okay, well, we don't call that. Perfect. Input bindings. All right. So let's see. Update context. Actions 11. And then we have this one. And we have bindings here, but... Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But then the binding, it should have it doesn't have a trigger. That's interesting. Inputs, action, serializer. Triggers? Oh, we don't deserialize them. Well, that is unfortunate. Outbinding, outbinding. Okay. Is it that we are... Wait, hold on. Is it that we are triggering this one here? No, we're not. What the hell is going on then? Why would that suddenly fail, or are we triggering here? Oh, we are. But they are optional, right? So why are we even doing that? I mean, actually, let's read optioner. I mean, that should work, right? That should work, that it's not dying anymore. Okay. Unfortunate. We still got that. We're not triggering that, so probably is there something wrong? Triggers. Oh wait, it's in the... Yeah, stupid me. It's here, right? Bindings. Has to be like that, right? Stupid me. It's not on the action, it's on the... Okay. Did I do something wrong here? No, that looks fine. Looks all fine. Car stack. This card is we probably had a mistake. I don't know, let's see if we still... Okay, we still have a mistake somewhere in the JSON. Not here. Oh, probably that one is wrong, right? Yeah. Oh, and then we have a trigger here. Perfect. So now, yeah, we don't get it when we do that, but we don't get, oh, it's a shift. Okay. With shift, you can see that we get it here. The brush size changed. Good. Why is it shift? I would probably want control. So let's do the camera slowdown probably. And I'm not sure what's the best way. With that. Because the thing is, we would need to consume that action, which I'm not quite sure how to do yet. It's not really that important for this use case currently. So if I scroll now, nothing happens. If I hold control, we get it. Perfect. So that should do it, and then we can use that now in the terrain panel. We can do that, and we can do F32. Input value is input event get F32, and then M brush size. Isn't it M brush size? Oh, okay. Where? Okay. We need, what was it again? M tabs. On brush size input value. Like maybe void Onyx void set bounds, or yeah, no, let's do an on, like let's do that on brush size input. In 32. Override. Alright, I mean that might be too much, right? We probably need a scale. But that should already work. Basically I have here that, and then here I can... I mean actually it's not that... Probably we need to actually... Yeah, I'm not sure how we would want to do it, but... Yeah. Hello lolboy. So now with the mouse wheel we can resize our brush. It should probably scale with the input length or something like that. The longer we input, the bigger it should get the delta. Ah, it's going good, it's going good. How is it going for you? Alright, so that kind of works. That's cool. Alright, so let's go back to the terrain then. We will polish that part a little bit later with the input, but that's already quite good. Actually, I want to most likely submit that input stuff. And then we will go to the next part, which is editing only the parts that are needed. Let's unstage that for now. What is that? Let's push that. Changed Onyx to use C++23 or yeah, changed C++ standard to C++23 20. Damn, I mean Houdini is sometimes not the fastest, to be fair. I didn't work too much with, I mean, I never used it myself, but I heard that it can be quite painful. Alright, so stage that one. We need that one for sure. Those are shaders. We don't care about them right now. Keyboard overlay. That one we probably care about, yeah. Vector serialization. Oh yeah, we added that one. Did we even use that? In the end, vector serialization. Did we even use that? I think we didn't, but I think it's still nice to have. But I would probably prefer to have a type tab for it. Vector 2b. Why is that bigger than the 2 you had? That makes me a little weird. Like, that's a little weird, right? Isn't it? Shouldn't that be smaller? Maybe a vector 2b is maybe not the smartest thing then, actually. Wait. Am I stupid? Get rid of all of that. Struct foo. Bool A, bool B. SDC out. Size of foo. But then struct, why is that the case? Struct bar. Is it SCD? What is it include? C end? No, right? Maybe it's not that. Let's see, what does GCC give me as an include? Alright, maybe not. God damn it. What's the Hera C standard int? Okay, that's interesting. Why is it not packing that? Is it because... Oh, I guess the compiler doesn't know that it could do that, right? I mean, no, it should be able to, but... I guess it's safer not to, right? It's like to not merge them into one. Okay, but then I think we will kick out the vector bool because it doesn't actually add anything. It actually is counterproductive. So we will kill that, and we kill. Do we have another bool here? Should be having like another one, right? No? Okay, well, never mind then. No, but we still have one. Vector 3. See? Hey. Oh, in the CPP. Cool. Go away. Alright. So that should get rid of that fire. Perfect. I think I want to change this actually, that where, but it doesn't matter for now. We will save, submit that as a separate thing. What did we do here? I changed it to T and okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, no, let's submit it with that one. It's fine. That's Onyx types. Let's not do that. Common. Oh yeah, I mean that is fine, that we can move here. That one we can move as well into that submit. Do we have here? Oh yeah, the scoped one. So we have a couple of things here which doesn't really work, I think, but it's fine, we can push it. Let's not do that. Let's add that. Terrain panel we leave out. Grid task. No, let's leave it. Okay, input action settings window. That one we want to at least get rid of that stuff. Terrain panel, don't care. Input action settings window, we will push. Grid task. Oh yeah, that's stuff that we can use, do later. Component meta. That's where not really needed. That one is needed. Oh, why not? Don't need that. Don't need that. Not sure why it's aligned like that, but whatever. Don't think we need that. Those are all things for the rendering, which I think we can leave out all of that. No need to push that yet. We need that for sure. That one. Okay. Native window. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful change. Just a new line. And then we have the input stuff, which anyways we need to add all of it, right? So that I think is pretty straightforward. Basically up until here we push all of those. Then we have a couple of UI stuff, which I'm not sure what. Okay. Yeah, yes, all of them are, this is all needed. UI property grid. Yeah, we can push that. Widgets. Yeah, I think that's fine. Wait. What did I just push? That one? Oh yeah, that's fine, yeah. And we have tree view. Yeah, we can stage that. That's shader deletions. Stage. Removing all of those. That's all input stuff. Quite a lot of changes actually, I'm not gonna lie. stage selected. I think that's all of it. We probably don't compile though, if I have to guess. Changed, well, no, refactored input action system to allow modifiers and triggers. Well, actually refactored input action bindings to use vector 3f as value all the time instead of binding context based on action type to allow mix and match of different binding types, axis 1D, axis 2D, etc. Added modifiers and triggers to input bindings to allow custom trigger behavior. And I think that's mostly it. Because all the other stuff are just changes to make that work. So let's push that to CMS volume. And then we do the terrain edit. Let me quickly change the stream title for that. Adding let's stream title is fine. All right, so what I want to do now is, let's start that again. Is currently when we edit the terrain, we regenerate the whole terrain instead of just the area around the brush. I am still surprised how fast it is doing that, but it would still be better to just update the area that we need instead of everything. So let's do that. And then that's the second to last feature that is needed for the terrain to be finished. The last puzzle piece after that one is when the camera moves, we need to update the terrain. And that is because we need to change the resolution of the octree around the camera. Currently it's at startup, we take the camera position and that's it. But we actually need to, yeah, as I said, do that on demand. Yeah, so as I said, as soon as we do that, we want to only change basically this octree tire instead of everything. And we should have all the information for that already. Let's close all of that. I might do off stream today the push to get the CI/CD pipeline running again by submitting everything that I have. I wanted to get the terrain like edit in one chunk into Git, but it's fine, I guess. It's already quite usable anyways. Terrain panel. So when we do, let's close all of that crap. When we do an edit, actually let's do that now because I am open folder. Do I want? Yeah, let's keep that here in panels for now. Terrain tools. And then let's have here a base class. Terrain tool.age. And then we have a sculpt. Then we have what's the other one? Primitives. And then let's add the CPPs for that as well. Okay. Did I do it in the wrong one or what? I'm doing that so that it's a little bit more sane what we're doing. Splitting those files now makes more sense. Because it will definitely help. Terrain tools. Oh my god, okay. Open file location. Alright, and then we go to the editor here. Shader. Editor. Panels. Yeah, and then here a new folder, scene editor, terrain tools, terrain tool.h, sculpt, terrain tool.h. Primitives. I think that should be fine. I'm not sure, we will find out. Then that is here. Let's actually alright. And did Houdini start after 10 hours for you? Alright. So we have that. Now we can move a couple of things around. So basically that goes into the terrain tool. Pragma wants terrain tool. Forward declare all of that, because we don't need any of that. Okay, while the graphics handle, can why not? Yeah. Unfortunate. It's fine. Alright, so that's the terrain tool. That should be fine then. We can get rid of that. And then we take that, go to scarped. I'm this close to actually fixing the terrain stuff, because I'm actually the editor namespace, because I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't do that yet, to be honest. Panel, scene editor, terrain tool, terrain tools. Primitives, terrain tool. Terrain tour. And then we need just the operation thing. Which is this. Tab, do we even use that? I think we don't. And the toolbar orientation we currently don't use anymore as well, so we can get rid of that. And then the operation, I'm not sure where we would want to put that. Maybe into I mean, maybe that's a primitive thing right here. But I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't have a operation usually. Perfect. Then we have this. This is a terrain tool. Alright, this is where scarped. Right, and then okay, yeah, that is the icons. It's fine. We can bring them over. Do I need to remove? Oh yeah, that one. God damn it. That one we can remove from here. Draw around the triangle. All of those I think are needed. Imgui extra math is fine to include here. Alright. Then we go back to the terrain panel. Take the primitives tab. And put that here. I'm not sure where I do that all the time, but it's fine. Alright, so that should do the trick. So that should at least clean up the terrain panel a little bit, and it makes it more easier to add and remove the tour and stuff like that. And it's not in one file. Because unlike another streamer, I like to have like smaller files. Nah, just kidding. Still amazed that he finds everything in like his 50,000 files. 50,000 lines. Alright. That takes a little bit. Most likely because we, include a new couple of headers and stuff like that. Actually, we can probably get rid of a couple of things here now, yeah. Let's not do that. Okay, what else? Okay, this is Scarp Terrain Tool. Huh? Primitives terrain tour. Did I not rename them? Oh yeah, that one I didn't. Oh, okay. Perfect. So that's that. That's here. Here. Couple of comments that we need to clean up. Perfect. Alright, so with that we should still have everything working, right? Yeah, perfect. Cool. So that's that, and then we can do the rest of it. So basically, I mean, actually it doesn't really matter, right? All of them currently do this init terrain flag, which probably is not correct. So let's see. So that was a kind of a hack to do it like that. So we already get back. Or do we not? Wait, hold on. Read back here, trace terrain. Yeah. Did we not do that we still should do, right? So first we do the apply, and then we do after applying the operation, we find the affected octree nodes and regenerate the terrain. So here that one is that one, right? which I think should still work. Do we still output the node that we find? Oh yeah, we do. Okay. Let's see if that works. I guess it doesn't. Shouldn't that output something? Let's actually remove the surface requests. Logging. Restart. Probably here. Okay, maybe here. Oh yeah. Community here. Here. I think that should already recompile all of the shaders in question. But we are not outputting anything here, which is kind of weird. That one is a valid shader, right? Yeah, that looks fine. Finished looking, found a node to collapse. Okay, yeah, fair, good. And then depth equals max depth. Is at max depth. Or the leaf is fully subdivided. I see. Okay, I mean, maybe it's that. What is the max depth here? That is probably 10, I would assume. Or something like that, right? I think it's probably 10. Yeah. Is it max depth? Okay, then the question is, are we at max depth? fully subdivided. Fully subdivided, really? Really? That's it, really? I mean, I don't really care too much about that, but that's interesting. But do I really care about that? Or do we want to still do that part? If we're at max depth, we definitely don't want to do that. But here... we might actually want to do it. So maybe we leave that out. Just to know if we want to collapse or not, like not collapse basically. Okay. So we don't. Wait. If it's a leaf. Or maybe it's fine actually. That's a problem actually, the leaf mask and valid mask, yeah. I think that's why I pushed it out for now, not to do the area. Because we actually want to... we actually want to handle that. I mean, basically, if that is the case, else if current node leaf mask and child mask is not 0. Then we do something as well, which is basically... okay. found not to collapse, found not to split. And if we have a leaf mask, but we are now valid. So if that one is not, well, if it's 0, then we probably just have to update this node. Oh, or nothing to do actually, nothing changed. Airs. Found node to split. Yeah, that should do it. Fully subdivided. How did we re-add that? Oh, we did. Found node to split. All of them are basically considered to be split, which kinda makes sense. Because we want more detail, right? Alright. Let's see. Let's do that. So we probably remove that flag. And then here generate or reset or like update terrain mesh with the compute command buffer. Let's put the terrain oak tree in there because why not? And we basically do that. And I will take a quick break, get some, probably a new coffee. And then we will be back. Yeah, be right back in like 2-3 minutes. let's keep going. One thing let's do that first and then let's skip back. Terrain word octree component. Do we have the terrain settings here? Oh, we do. Do we use them? No, we don't. We want to probably. Terrain settings. Yeah. They can be const here. And then let's put here not, do we do it in trace? No. Do it here in do we do it in apply? Probably as well not. And in the sculpt we probably don't do it either. Yeah, so it's really just we push it forward to here. And to here. Then let's put here const volume terrain settings. Const terrain settings. So here and here is where we want that. Not sure if we want this to be const though. Don't think we want that. All right. And then here, yeah, exactly this one. So terrain settings. Max geometric error and complex surface threshold. Complex surface threshold 0.989 F. And I think we can get rid of. Do we use that somewhere? Okay, I don't think we use that. The dimension, that one is used. That one's probably not used. Let's see where that now dies. Alright, so let's remove those for now. Okay, let's remove those. Cool. So that worked. Rain. Where do we use that one? Find usages. So here exactly. Chunk size 64. Oh, cool. Well then, actually, we want the chunk size. Hold on. And we probably want an F32 min size. Or something like that. I'm not quite sure yet. But let's do the chunk size. Let's set that to 64. And then let's go back to where we were. Let's remove that. Or is it? Terrain settings, and terrain settings. Exactly, that's the voxel resolution, right? So chunk size. We don't really want to allow an in not like correctly sized chunk size. So then here that is the resolution. So if that is 64, then we want 0.1 divided 96 times 64. Is that... I'm not quite sure what that is. What is 64 divided by 512? Not quite that, right? But close. Or no, actually not. Oh no, actually it is kind of close, right? Because 64 divided by... What's the next one then? It's not 1024. Well, I mean, maybe it is. Size in word, well, word size of the smallest chunk in, yeah, word size of the smallest chunk. Let's do that. Resolution of the chunk voxel size equals chunk size divided by resolution. F32 voxel resolution is terrain settings chunk size divided by terrain settings dot voxel or like resolution. Now we have that. And then here that is terrain settings dot max geometric area, terrain settings dot complex surface threshold. We do the same up here. And then we do the same down here somewhere. Or not. Do I not need that in the ISO surface extraction as well? Did I copy that? Don't I have the complex threshold here? Or maybe not. I guess it's not needed here. Yeah, I guess it makes sense that it's not needed anymore at that level. Probably we can get rid of that. No need for that. Alright, cool. So that should work now, and we should be able to have that working. Perfect. And then I think we change anything here, we will come back to that thing, right? Wait. Where is my terrain settings? Oh, here. Oh, we didn't render them. Perfect. So actually we want that again. And I mean, yeah, kinda needs Okay, perfect. Chunk size is perfect. Now we could... Yeah, I think what I want to do here is... that I want to most likely change that flag here. That we only do it on enter. Consider using is item deactivated after edit instead. Okay. Is item deactivated after edit. What does that mean? Is that used somewhere? What the hell? Okay, that doesn't even like work. But how would I do that? Does that work? I have no idea. Five, 12. Okay, well that doesn't fire at all then. Huh? I am confused by that. How does that work? I mean, I guess it would be like that, but let's do the demo window again. I don't know. Terrain panel. Where is the render? Here. Show the demo window and let's see what that does. Is it maybe widgets? Or maybe text input? Okay, maybe not. Ah, here. Oh, maybe it's... Is it maybe that we need to do... Where is it? Property grid? Like that? Yeah, that would actually work, okay. Or whatever. Let's not deal with that stuff yet, but that would kind of work. Not sure if we want it like that. Because basically we would need to as well verify that we changed stuff. Which is kind of hard. To do in that case, but whatever. I would put a this works, but the fires after losing focus, which I mean, I guess what would work is static scalar t temp value equals value. Then we put that in there. And if we get that, we look if temp value is not equals the value, and if it is, then we say value equals temp value, and modified equals true, right? I mean, it kind of worked until it didn't, which is kind of weird. Ah, is it because yeah. Probably what we want is, oh god, that is painful. Wait, no, that should actually, shouldn't that work? Shouldn't that work? Okay, maybe not. Maybe that doesn't work for some reason. Or future me has to figure that out. Wait, I wanted to see. Is that actually grouped now? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Could be a little bit more obvious, but that's fine, I guess. Alright, let's remove the demo window again. I kinda understand what it does now. Not sure if I like it. But yeah, so we have all of that now, at least data driven, which is good. All the settings basically. All right. So what we want is this part here, update terrain mesh. So basically, I want to fire the build octree with the corresponding nodes. How can I do that? Because currently build... Because that one has a fixed depth, right? Which kind of doesn't work for the... for the approach that I want to do. Because in here, what we write out is exactly one with the depth inside already. Which I guess would be fine. We could... keep doing that, right? Could do the same thing. But let's create a new shader for that for now. But we basically copied the chunk one, most likely. And let's rename that to update terrain octree. And we get a new... get this basically. And okay, I mean that's basically that, and then split octree requests. Let's leave that out. I mean, yeah, kinda. We want... mean, kinda it is that. So that's basically the ins and that's the outs, right? That's that done. Then we need the surface requests as well. We need an indirect dispatch buffer for the writes. Need those, we need that, we need this. All of those is fine. Camera pause. Node extents we don't need. Offset we don't need. Depth we don't need. We just have a max depth and one padding here, right? I'm wondering, why did I even do that split? Because that might now make things a little bit more difficult, doesn't it? Doesn't that make it a little more difficult that I have this part separated? And I'm wondering, why did I do that? It's like level 10. Why did I do that again? Let me think. Why did I split that? What was the reason for that? Was it because of the index depth, right? Maybe. Was it that? Chunk index. Maybe it was really just because of the... No, but that doesn't make too much sense. Because we still need the same thing here, right? Or was it... chunk index? It's because we don't increase the... I think it's because we don't increase the chunks anymore. Is that it? Is max depth. I think that is garbage, that comment. Exactly, because if we are at... then we add the chunks here. Not quite sure anymore what's in the chunk. Yeah, so all of that kind of makes sense again. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That or makes sense again. Each chunk has a list of its meshlet buffer indices. $64 meters. No, that's not correct, right? Because we have like lower resolution than that. I think that is garbage. That comment is not correct. But maybe that was the plan. Maybe that was the intention of it. Let me think again. That's sad. That all makes kind of sense, but no, actually, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, it was the plan that all of them would have a chunk index here, right? Yeah, that's fair. So here we would have a meshlet buffer, yeah. That makes sense. Because from the volume chunk onwards here, everything has the same chunk index, yeah. Yes. So probably for rendering, we would want to go over the chunks in the future. More or less. But yeah, I'm wondering if it wouldn't have been better to do that all in one shader. Would probably be faster. We can do that later, but we do this one now correct already. So basically what we do is this, and then we give here a float. We do a float here. I mean, it actually is EU and chunk size. And then float voxel resolution. Although, let's leave that out because we need the LODs anyway somehow. So the LODs kinda need to change a little bit. Alright, so we do that, we go here, that one is that one is the right. And I do hope that has a count. It doesn't. Eh? Shouldn't that be a count? That should have a count. So basically what we would want is a struct update node request. I mean, basically it's that. That could be a U and 8. Offset, not quite sure, but that already saves a little bit of space. But let's keep it as a uint for now. That is basically a U and count and update node requests like that, right? And then it's basically the same as the other thing. Yeah. Do that. And where is it? Oh, we're not using it anyways, right? Perfect. But yeah, basically we go here. Do that. And then we have a count. Perfect. Yep. This one. Yeah, and then bool is max chunk depth. Let's not do that. So that one is this request at that, and that is an update octree node request. That gets out a Norton. The chunk index. Not sure yet. So let's leave that out. We don't really need that yet. Depth mask is that you and node request depth. It's the depth mask, and then node request offset. Yeah. We decode that. Node extends is not that. We need to calculate the node extends. Isn't the node extends just that divided by the depth? Isn't that this? Divided by 1 shifted by the depth? Isn't that it? So basically, let's do 8,000. divided by 1 is fine, right? Divided by 2 is already 4,000. But that should work, right? Yeah, that... I think that works. I'm not sure if we need to do this +1 though. Or like -1 actually, sorry, not +1. To do it 1 less than the lever. Because it's the half extents already, right? So basically that would be the half extent, I think. Oh, we'll find out. So that is at max depth. We do that, as we do this. And now we have a valid mask, which is fine. Chunk index. The thing is, the chunk index, it's not really used yet, right? So basically I can just set the U and chunk index to 0. Is maybe, do we have? No, we don't, right? Here in the word octree. I mean, the data offset could point to the chunk, right? Or like basically, if we're a leaf, the shield offset points to the chunk. That could work. But do we need the data offset then? Always a good question. Future me will figure that out. Very high chance that we crash. Again, with the GPU crash when we do all of that. So that's the right buffer. And that's the right buffer, that's requests. That's update node request with the not the chunk index, but the depth here. Which is basically this one. Yeah, exactly. So that one is that plus that plus our offset, I think. Yes. And then we have this is our child depth here, is our node request depth. And the chunk index, which is fine. Can keep that. Oh, I think I know why I did it like that. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question then how I do that. Because I don't know how many levels I need to launch. Unless I do a read back. Oh, that's painful. How can I find a way around that? Because yeah, the problem is that don't know at which depth I start, so I don't know how many depths I need to request. I guess we could always send like all of them. If there's nothing, we just don't do anything. No, wait, actually... Yeah, no, I need to do everything basically. The only way around that would be a read back. Which I'm not sure if it's worth it. Can I be even sure that everything works then? Hmm. problem with the readback is it will add a frame delay. For the regeneration. Which is not the end of the world. Because realistically it's 3 frames. But yeah. Not sure if that's the best. How about... No, that doesn't really work that good. I had an idea, but instantly went away with it, or like didn't like it. Maybe we leave it out for now. I don't know. How bad is it actually if we... I mean, it's probably pretty bad, never mind, but let's see. Volume, terrain. If we never remove the flag, how bad is that? It's probably pretty bad. Maybe even crashes. Which shader is complaining? Find ray traced octree shader, okay. Here. I guess it didn't really like that, never mind. Probably not that big of a fan of that part. But that works still, right? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, we are not regenerating the terrain. Maybe I will leave that out for now. Maybe I focus on the thing with the camera first. As that one is a little bit more important. So for the camera, how would I want to do it for the camera? Let's try that first. For the camera, it would be... Basically, we take every chunk, right? Exactly. So queue chunk updates, that would be kinda it, right? So we basically take the chunks, see if we moved a certain threshold away. Which we would need to probably store somewhere. And then we would basically then queue a subdivision of a chunk or a collapse of a chunk. Or if it is 64 meters and we still want to have it subdivided, we just queue that one. That would be it. And it's very similar to the problem that I have with the... So yes, both of them are pretty similar in terms of what the problem revolves around. Which is, what's a smart way to trigger those updates? For the chunks, it's probably somewhat straightforward. Maybe it's even kind of straightforward for the... Can't we do a naive approach where we say if our brush size is, let's say, 10, then we should only update from level 10 onward. Like, I mean, not 10, but like whatever that whatever that is as a octree level, right? Meter to octree level, and then from that point onwards, we know that everything less than 10 we subdivide. And everything above 10 we possibly collapse. No, that doesn't work, right? Because we could paint into one that is at 11 or something like that. Or like at 9, which is like the lower, or yeah, less detailed version. So no, that doesn't really work. Maybe I do a read back, I don't know. But the readback doesn't solve the camera movement. So let's scrap that. Because the readback works for the edit, but not for movement of the character or camera or the camera. I mean, how about... Would that work? It would, but would it be fast enough is the question. What if we have the chunk list? That's for camera movement. Let's then see if that works for the editors where camera movement. We start a compute shader to go over all chunks and collapse. Then we start another one. And split slash update. And we do that every frame. Or we could do it every other frame, right? And other is like a definition that we could do every 3 frames, every 5 frames, whatever. And if we do it every frame, we will get a list that's basically empty at some point if we don't move. And when we move, yeah, it's a list that keeps like growing unless, like, as long as we, like, for example, if we have a maximum size of chunks that we allow to be updated per frame. Let's say we only allow, I don't know, 1,000 collapses, 1,000 splits per frame. I don't know, like a arbitrary number, right? Thing is, would that work? It would probably work. And then the only question is, how would that incorporate into the update of the painting? I mean, probably not very well. What I could do as well is see what happens if we actually do that every... What if we do a naive approach for now? And let's get the terrain somewhat working and we can polish it later, the update. Once I've thought about it more and tested it a little bit more. The naive approach would be We need anyways some sort of double buffer. Ish. At least for the mesh. And we basically updated more or less every frame. That way we just bypass all of the issues with the oak tree chunks and stuff like that. Because it doesn't seem to be a performance issue right now. And why overcomplicate it if we can get away with it for now? So the question is, if we do that every frame, or every other frame, let's put it that way. We need this as real temp buffers for it to work. So maybe we will do that tomorrow. Adding frame temporary buffers to our graphics API, because that's anyways needed to make this proper. Maybe I do that tomorrow, yeah. That's a good plan. Adding the basically converting all of those, no, not those, all of those that are marked as temp to an actual ring buffer in the graphics API. Yeah. And probably I mark them as R3, like storage indirect device. Don't think I need more, or do we need more? Terrain panel has as well a couple of temp ones, right? Exactly, so this one, storage device. I mean, we could do conditional, yeah. We could mark it as all of those. Let's do that. That sounds like a good plan for tomorrow. I think I will call it a day for today. Kind of tired already. But we did some good stuff with the input system, and I will clean that up and I will submit everything I have. So that's something I will do off stream, because it's not very interesting separating like this into commits. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow, 2:30, and then we will look at transient buffers, more or less is the name for it. I would say it's basically a ring buffer of frame dependent buffers that basically get cleared every frame, and they don't really belong to a certain system, they just are there and can be used by any system. So instead of doing that, you basically say graphics, god damn it, graphics API get temp buffer or something like that, and you just give it the size and probably usage flags, because we might want to have different ring buffers per usage, but I'm not sure. and then you, instead of doing that here, right, and storing the things, you would just do it down here basically, and then it's a frame dependent one, and in that frame other systems can use that as well. That buffer. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. We will see each other tomorrow. Have a nice rest of your Saturday. And yeah, hope to see some of you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye bye.